welcome to week 3 of the 2009 Like We Have Time fantasy football season. We are excited about what has happened in the first 2 weeks, and quite frankly, we are surprised at many of the events that have occurred in the first 2 weeks of our season. For instance, Jeff Weiser was picked to be last in the league, to have the worst draft, and to have the worst team. And we had it on good reputation from last year that he would be miserable. And he starts out the season 2-0, and not only that, he wins the Battle of Chapel Hill last week by annihilating Mark Youngman. It's been a tremendous season. We're all surprised by Brad Fisk's 2-0 start. He claims over and over again to have had success in the fantasy football realm, and I guess indeed he did win quite a few that first season, but we're still surprised by his miraculous start. On the other end of the spectrum, we have an 0-2 Jacob Armstrong, and he has not brought anything to the table. 2007, he was the league champion. 2008, he had a pretty good year and blew it in the playoffs. But who would think he would be so miserable right now? Now, I want to address something that happened last week. I got so frustrated that I had to come inside to get a drink of water and cool myself down. Now, you might remember in week number 1 that Tom Pierce had one of the most miraculous point totals that have ever taken place in the Like We Have Time league history. He scored over 200 points. It was amazing. He had an amazing week, and his pride got the best of him. So in week 2, he's up against the Arno Road Ungovernables, my team, and we beat him fair and square. Now he's come out with postings about how the anuses were tucked away in their beds, and how could they score 4 points, and an abuse of league powers, and so on and so forth. Well, Tom, we're tired of it. We're tired of it. Get in your BMW. Drive down to Bethesda Market, get yourself a root beer, and cry to the lady down there who fries dill pickles, okay? We don't care, all right? So you lost, you're 1-1, take it like a man. Now, of interesting note was the Fergusons. They were the league champions last year and highly touted coming into this year, and nothing in week 1 would lead us to believe that they were going to be anything but 2-0 after 2 weeks, but yet they're 1-1. And we were all tired of the childish antics that went back and forth between the Ferguson team and Brian Brooks' team. All of this incessant rear end kissing was just annoying to each and every one of us. And we're glad that's over. And we're glad that Ferguson is back posting and back to his challenging behavior, as he's told us and uncovered the real intentions of Mark Youngman and the real story behind Mark Youngman's twins and why they are giving birth so much. And indeed, we are behind you, Mr. Ferguson. We may not want your team to win, but we certainly don't want everyone in the nation to be a Kansas Jayhawk fan. So we will certainly gather with you, and we will happily go to the Youngman's house to take down the Youngman Army. Well, this week we're looking towards some good matchups. I do mean to mention that Carlos Uroza had an impressive victory over Jacob Armstrong, who is the doormat of the league now. I'm getting it in my ear. 203 points he scored, which was amazing. Now, you might remember Carlos Uroza started off the year as the Michael Vick Hush Puppies, and there was a lot of chaos and controversy surrounding that, and so he took it off, and now he's put up an offensive mascot. And Carlos, I'm here to tell you, that was rude and insensitive. And just as Brian Brooks has suggested that you go back to Portugal, I suggest that you find a new mascot and get in line with the league before we come after you, and come after you strong. Now, you staved off the first execution with taking the Michael Vick story down and trading him or cutting him or whatever you did, but we're hot on your heels here, okay? So let's amend this behavior.
We've got Tommy Perkins. Tommy Perkins is a problem. Tommy doesn't know his players. Tommy doesn't know how to sign into the league. Tommy doesn't know a poet from a field goal kicker. We're all trying to support Tommy in his endeavor to be an owner in this league. But quite frankly, he's going to have to pick it up a notch or two.